Okay guys, I'm back. Second video. This is a different message that Jesus wanted me to make regarding the whole rapture thing. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. All right, so I stumbled across some video. I think somebody probably messaged it to me, of someone making a joke out of all these people that believed that the rapture was about to occur. And I could not believe that, I don't even know who this person was. Like, I literally don't, and I don't know who made the video, so I don't know if they claim to be awakened or whatever. But I was thinking, wow, this is supposedly an enlightened person making fun of someone who has been religiously lied to and abused and oppressed. You know, like kicking a dog that's already down, so to speak, like someone who's been broken all their life and they don't know it, and then this person's going to come in and just like hammer them more. I was like, wow. For me, it gave like handler vibes, like, oh, you're going to make fun of all these people and degrade them and belittle them and call yourself awakened. No. Okay. So what I want to say about that and what Yeshua told me about it, okay, was a couple of things, okay? What do you want to say first about the rapture? Okay. It's not what people think it is, right? And that has been known for a long time in the metaphysical, spiritual communities. What I feel the real connection to the idea of a rapture is spiritual awakening, okay? A spiritual awakening literally results in the death of so many aspects of what that person thought they were, okay? Death of the ego and the rite of passage and the processing of that heaviness, the symbolism of being in the grave for 3 days and rising to the new self could be the experience of the rapture. I don't think that people understand that, right? And of course they're not going to understand it because they've never been taught the true form of mysticism that Yeshua walked, okay? So, but what triggered me about it and why I took it to him and said, you know, I feel the need to do a message on this, was just the heartless teasing and picking on these people. And when you watch their little videos, I only saw like one or two, but like this one woman was crying, like, you know, legit, like just crying, like talking about what she thought was about to happen or whatever. And you could just see that as a soul, she's such a gentle, beautiful soul. Whether she believes the right thing or not, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at her soul, okay? And any truly enlightened being, that is how you're going to look at another, is you're going to see their soul. You're going to see their potential, right? Not the layers that aren't them. And so it was really disturbing to me to see how many people just make fun of others and then consider themselves enlightened. No. Because then it's like saying, okay, you know, whether you want to take this from a spiritual standpoint or even just an extraterrestrial standpoint, like these beings that are interacting with humanity and always have interacted with humanity, that are very, very advanced, could you picture one of them making fun of humanity? Even though they don't agree with everything humanity believes, even though they know we are quite misled and misguided and navigating in the darkness here, okay? Still, they don't treat it like a joke, and they don't disrespect those that they're working with. They meet the people where they are, okay? And I've learned that from years of hypnosis, okay? When you talk to these extraterrestrial beings or spiritual guides, okay, angelics, and you're working with a soul that, you know, like sometimes you may get a session. I get a session, for example, with someone who's not very awakened spiritually. They're very new, baby step awakening. That session is going to be exactly what they need, and it is not going to get into all the ET stuff. It is not going to get into the ships and the this and the that. They're not ready for that. Their angelic guides are going to keep it light and easy, and that is true divine love. And then when I get a session of someone who's done a ton of shadow work, they're channeling their guides already, they come in for hypno, it's going to go full throttle because they're ready for it. Okay? So that being said, this just tells me how little experience most of these people have that are making this content with working with the community, okay? Maybe they've been through some of their own spiritual awakening, but they haven't had their hands on the people. I have, okay? And once you have your hands on the people, you'll start to appreciate that God loves them all, okay? And the Creator loves us all. And the awakened souls guiding us love us all. And they're looking to help as many as possible. They're not here to belittle, degrade, or put down someone who is still in a belief system that's holding them back, whether they know it or not, okay? So I just want to say that because I found it very distasteful. I was like, wow, okay. We're really seeing the ugly, aren't we? So I just want to talk about a few things, though, that Jesus brought up, okay? So, you know, one of the things that he taught was to consider the littlest among us, you know, the greatest. And he's bringing up something that I always say to my puppy, because she is so powerful, you guys. She's very much a dragon spirit, very powerful, okay? And I do meditation with my puppy, okay? And she's doing amazing. She's really so smart and so advanced. But I always tell her, I'm like, you are so powerful. You are so powerful. And because of this, I need you to be gentle. I need you to be gentle. This is where your power and strength are going to come through the best. And that's kind of how I feel about all of these things circulating right now, with people attacking each other politically, attacking each other spiritually, kind of going back and forth, making fun, joking about everything, just all the foolery, okay? Is a truly powerful soul that knows that they're powerful is truly gentle, because they don't have to do that to get through to someone, okay? Some of the most advanced beings that I know personally on the planet right now, like really experts in this field, okay, are also some of the most tender, gentle, loving beings. And they are extremely powerful, but would never use that power or their words or their actions to harm. And all that does, you guys, is create bad karma. 722, as I said, that's Mary Magdalene, okay? It also lowers their timeline, okay? So just remember that. When we try to put others down, even if we don't understand them, okay? Just remember that we're all navigating through the darkness. We have no right to judge anyone. I have many times had my guides realign my viewpoints. Many times. And I'm sure they'll do it again. So process that for a minute. And I've been channeling most of my life, okay? We're learning. Let's be patient with each other. Let's be patient with ourselves. Let's have more grace. And yeah, we could do better than to make fun of each other. I'm like, is this the playground at school? What are we doing? You know? Especially when I hear it coming from someone who claims to have awakened. I'm like, so you went through the dark night of the soul many times? Because if you did, then you know this awakening process can be grueling and can make a person not even want to be here, not even want to live. And so while they're in that place, you're going to kick them while they're down? Then you haven't been through it. You haven't been tested in fire. You haven't sat in the dark womb for 3 days and 3 nights. Okay? That's Mary Magdalene. She is, there is like some fire coming through that right now. Do you understand? They don't like it. Do not make fun of your brothers and sisters. We are a human family. We are all one. You are hurting your own body when you point the finger. This is why Jesus said, do not judge. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. It doesn't even matter. Can you love them? Is your love tested? Is it divine? Is it true? Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that, because I feel she's just like, that's that dragon flame, okay? They don't like it. Stop. That's not how we grow. That being said, they're bringing up Vinci, okay? He guides me sometimes. Sometimes I channel him, okay? And he also influences my art a lot. My art carries codes. That's why I share it, so people can get the codes. I do, and I do sell paintings, but there's the originals I don't sell. I just do like commissioned art. because a lot of it is light codes and things like that. But it's, you know, he'll show me when there's something that needs to come through. That being said, he said to Miranda, do you think they understood me? Do you think they understood the beings that I saw when I went into the caves? 10:10, as I said that. Do you think they understood what I was describing? Or do you think they mocked me? See, what's interesting about this is these beautiful, delicate, amazing souls that have been so easily influenced by false narratives, okay? And this is everybody on some level, okay? All of us. They are so powerful. Even these Christians who believe that the rapture was going to happen the way they thought it was going to happen, even if they, you know, truly believed it, okay? So what? That doesn't make them bad. That doesn't make them unimportant to this story. They're very important. What if that whole situation was meant to trigger you and your growth? Have you thought about that? Like, what if you were supposed to see that to, like, really test your own faith and test your own love and see if you could love someone through their darkness? Does that make sense? Okay. So Da Vinci was sort of saying, you know, many did not understand him. Many underestimated him. Most of his great work was done in private, unseen, and not understood. Not until now. Okay? So please, let's not mock, okay? You don't know. We don't know. There's a lot we don't know. Okay? And another thing he told me to talk about was the timelines, okay? So quantum theories suggest that many timelines exist at one time, which we know is true, okay? We've witnessed this. I'm seeing it in my dreams. Everybody's seeing it. Okay, well, so what if there's some timeline where people were raptured? We don't know. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It's like if you've truly awakened, if you've truly ascended or begun that process, then you know better than to criticize something you don't understand. Okay, because it's possible that there's a timeline where these things happened and we're never going to know it because it's not the one we chose. Okay, everyone's living in their own reality. This is part of breaking the matrix and realizing that you're creating your own reality. So, and one thing that my guides have taught me is that every day that we wake up, we're on a different timeline. Every time. This is like so much bigger than we realize. And you post a video, for example, today, like I'm posting these today. Okay, by tomorrow, I've left that timeline behind. Whoever's going to see it is going to see it. And to them, who knows what their perception is? Does that make sense? That it's just like they're using the example of radio frequency and how we began to study and learn radio frequency, and we would emit those frequencies out, and we would study how long it would take it to come through space and how long would it take it before it circled back and came back to us, okay? How do you want to say this? I'm asking my guides. It's a similar concept that when you post something on social media, you are stamping it into that timeline and then you're leaving it behind. And even if there was a process of a rapture, okay, somewhere in some timeline, whatever, okay, even the people who might have been taken would never know. Because when you cross over, anybody who's witnessed a crossing over, like I've seen my other lifetimes, many of them, I've seen myself die and rise in frequency and return to light. It's so fast. It's so like, boom, like you're just gone and you're back in where you came from. It's not like they would even know that it happened, okay? So much less you or anybody else know that it happened. Do you realize the advanced technology that we're dealing with here? Do you realize the capability of these beings and these ships and this technology is 100% beyond comprehension of anything that anybody knows right now? Just think of screen memories. Look up screen memories if you've never looked it up. I've made a few videos about it. 100% you can walk around, walk outside, look at a plane, think you're looking at a plane, and something completely different is happening. And you wouldn't know until you accessed your higher mind. Your higher mind will know what happened. But your physical human mind is going to be like, I saw a plane. That's why there's so many people still who look at like these objects and they're like, that's nothing, it's a plane. No, it's not. Okay? But that's the point. If someone believes that something is possible, you can't make them not believe it, number one. Number two, it's possible because we're all creator beings that somewhere on some timeline, they've created a rapture themselves, whether Jesus was going to do it or not, okay? And that's okay. If they want to have that experience, who cares? That's the whole point of waking up and just realizing that anything is possible. And I would love for all the Christians to wake up, and really religious people in general, and all of us. And I feel like it's going to happen, you know. But even if it doesn't, isn't it okay? You know, I feel like if we could just live by the law of do no harm, and we've all done harm, okay? Even if it was not intentionally. But if we could just get there, to just allowing each person have their journey, allowing for love anyway, okay? And just not letting it make you skip a beat, then that would be amazing, you know? So, I don't know. There's something there. Spirit doesn't like it. Mother Mary didn't like it. Mary Magdalene didn't like it. And it's not because they're teaching that the rapture is a thing. No, they're just saying that is not the behavior of an enlightened soul. The enlightened soul sees the light in all. Okay? What do you want to say? Yep. Yep. Earth Guardian. Hold on, my little one needs one. Okay. So the activation of this angel, the Earth Guardian, is I am open to expanding my knowledge and learning. Beautiful. Is there another one? Okay. Is there a water? Okay. Which one? This one? Wisdom. Okay. So this is the water crystal that forms when the word wisdom is spoken to water, which we know is alive and has consciousness. So wisdom, okay. I'm going to pull one of these. Hang on, which one? Bottom? Okay. So somehow this has something to do with jealousy. Isn't this interesting? Insecurity, fear of loss, comparison. Interesting. Why? Why does it have to do with jealousy? What do you want me to say about it, Yeshua? It's like he's saying it's unresolved trauma within themselves that is making them think that they need to pick on someone. Yeah, he's calling it like literally when you're on the school playground and there's a bully and the bully's pushing everybody around, and essentially they're doing that because of jealousy, insecurity, right? They're doing it because that's what was done to them. But if we came here to be cycle breakers and way makers and to heal the generational wounds and heal the timeline, then we stop that bad behavior, okay? We stop that. We do not perpetuate darkness. We recognize that inside of ourselves something is lacking when we feel the need to harm or attack others with our words, okay? And we begin to heal those wounds and move past those insecurities, and we will begin to love. And it doesn't mean that you have to believe or accept everything everyone says. No, that's not. I have so many examples of times when I just send something encouraging or something kind, or just send love to people who are posting whatever they want to post. They're posting orbs or they're posting whatever. It doesn't mean I believe everything they say on their channel or what. No, but I can love them and I can support them. And I can be here like a mother, right? So that's kind of what Spirit is getting at, is there's something lacking in someone when they feel the need to be jealous of or attack or mock, literally posting these people's videos on their own page and making fun of them. It's terrible. It feels like what they did to Jesus. And we all know that the reason they targeted Jesus was because he intimidated them, okay? So there's something to that. I don't know exactly what Spirit's wanting to say about it, but I just think that, okay, I'm getting it. All right, they're saying it. These people that believe in the rapture, okay, 1919, as I said this, it doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong. That's not the point. These people are special, okay? They are part of the star-seeded community that are here to awaken. I feel this so strongly. And you're mocking them. You're mocking your own brothers, your own soul star family, okay? Like, granted, you don't know them, and granted, you don't agree with them because they're not where you are. But do you understand? This is why he's saying you're harming your own body. Because all of us are in this together, okay? We're in this together. So that's what he's getting at is, you know, misguided or not, it doesn't matter. The chosen are the chosen, whoever they are, wherever they are, and whatever they believe. Their frequency is important. The last thing you want is for a fellow chosen being to become discouraged and not want to be here. Wouldn't this defeat our mission? This is why I said it has very much handler vibes to me. Like videos made on purpose to mock, to discourage the chosen. Not because the rapture is going to happen the way they think it's going to happen. No, but because something is going to happen, okay? Whatever it is. And this is the thing, whatever this thing is what darkness doesn't want, because it's going to overthrow the darkness. So when I saw some of these videos just really mocking people, I was like, And I literally heard my spirit say, handler. So see, there's something going on there. Don't be part of it. I'm just letting you know. Don't be part of making fun of God's people, whether they're awakened or not, okay? We have all, at some point, been ignorant, okay? And as we come through it, can we not look back with mercy on ourselves and others for what we didn't know? Yeah, I think we can. Is there anything else you guys want me to say about this? They wanted me to pick something. What was it? What is it? Where is it? Right here. Okay. They're really pulling in the geometrical shapes right now. Like, you see how they wanted me to do the water crystal and the, they wanted me to do a color too. I'm going to get you a color. Okay. They're really wanting to work with color, water crystal, and sacred geometrical. Which one? Bottom? Okay. Yeah. This is the throat chakra. So this is the sacred throat chakra geometrical representation through sound resonance, okay? The frequency of throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Beautiful. Okay, hold on. And I'm also getting that, like, what you allow to come through the throat chakra, yeah, as I'm saying that, 222, affects, like I said, your own vibration, okay? So I'm going to pick a color for the collective. So we know right now the angels are saying wisdom, okay? Wisdom, throat chakra, and understand that your frequency is affected by what comes through, okay? What you allow to come through. Which one? Yeah. So the color cherry, look how beautiful. And it says live an extraordinary life. And guess what year we're in? The year of the 9. The year of the snake. And if you watched my previous video, I literally, yeah, they're saying authentic rising. Okay, so the authentic rising of the true Kundalini, serpentine, feminine energy is not attacking the innocent. Okay, it's attacking the lies. Okay, so if you wanted to say something or make a video about the lies, okay, that's fine. But attacking the people who believed the lies because they didn't know any better, now you're just attacking your own body, and that's not wisdom. And all it's going to do is stop up your throat chakra and limit your own growth. And right now we need everyone to grow, okay? We need this progress. We're ready for it. We want it. We're here for it, right? So the more you can channel love, the more you can forgive, the more you can try not to mock and make fun of and ridicule and criticize each other, the faster that your growth is going to happen, and the more you're going to see progress in your own life and in the lives of others and in the collective, okay? And you're going to vibrate yourself out of those frequencies where you really don't encounter those stories anymore anyway, okay? The way you rise out of a frequency, like say you don't want to be in a frequency of confusion anymore, people believing things that aren't true or whatever, okay? Well, that's on you, right? Like, you've got to vibrate out of that in your life, in your frequency, and in your algorithms. So when the universe hits you with something like that, it's because it's wanting you to see where you're at, okay? Or maybe and to see your own growth, but not to go and attack where that person is at, It's never about us attacking or harming each other, you know, especially as guides, especially as spiritual guides. We're really here to love. We are here to speak the truth. So sometimes being a spiritual guide does mean we have to say whatever is coming through, but we don't have to do it in an unloving way. We don't have to do it in a degrading way. We don't have to make spectacles out of these people. That's very much like Roman Colosseum vibes to me. Like, let's make a spectacle out of this. You know, I don't like it. So, okay, if I get to make the third video, I will try. I just want to bring up again what they said in the first video and this video about just paying attention to the orbs and the organic craft versus like just mechanical craft, which is really hard to tell sometimes, you guys. So this is why you got to trust your vibes. We are definitely being watched by entities and craft that are not good, but we are not to fear it because they are not allowed to actually mess with us at all. This is very much a psychic and mental situation going on collectively, more than physical at this point, okay? And always remember that you have sovereignty over your own body and your soul, so stand your ground. Speak up about the experiences that you're willing to have and that you're not willing to have. And this will protect you so that you don't have negative experiences with extraterrestrials or interdimensionals that you don't want to be involved with, but so that you get the experiences that you want, the interaction that you love, okay? Because I've had amazing experiences in the astral and in dreams, and even just filming craft with amazing beings, okay? So this process of awakening can be incredible. But I do think we need discernment. And again, these two videos kind of go together. So if you didn't see the first one, go back and watch that one. Then you can understand why I'm talking about the orbs and all of that. You could see why, you know, with everything going on, why there was this group of people. Oh, they're bringing up one more thing. Why there was this group of people that believed that a rapture was going to happen. See, they've been groomed to believe that. Hold on one second. What they're reminding me of is even here, there's a group of individuals that I know that are into metaphysics, and I'm sure this isn't just them, but like all over the world, there's a group of individuals that aren't religious. They're really into the spiritual side of things, and they believed that the sun's going to explode. Okay, so there's another example of a group of people who might have kind of believed in their own rapture story of the sun exploding. But every time I would go and talk to Thoth about it, or Mother Mary, or Mary Magdalene, they were like looking at me like, everything's fine, calm down. I'm like, okay. And that's my point, is like, whether you're in the spiritual community of those beings or whether you're in the religious community, anyone can get a false idea or concept and can be manipulated in that way, okay? We just have to recognize that we are learning and growing, and this is a very rapid process happening and very involved and detailed, and understanding it from the human perspective is going to be limited at times. That's the best way to put it. I do think we are on the cusp of something major. I do think something big is going to happen in a good way. How it's going to unfold, I can tell you right now, my guides will not make predictions. They will only do small little things, and that's because they know that every time somebody does this, it affects the timeline. So that true higher guidance, when you're channeling on a high level, these like Thoth beings and the Hathors and Mother Mary, they're not going to do that. They're not going to come in and be like, this is going to happen, boom, boom, boom. No. Because they know that as soon as you speak that, it's going to influence the timeline. Okay? That's why it's super important to go within, go deep, and try not to be influenced by what we see. Like, you know, fine, you want to watch recordings or videos or channeled messages, that's 100% okay, but just go back to groundedness and self, okay? So that you're not influencing your own timeline by a message that may or may not be for you, okay? I don't know if this helps much, but it feels like there's so much coming in at one time that, you know, you can put those pieces together and see if it helps. But as we go along in this awakening process, I just want us to show more love I think there should be more kindness and respect to everyone, okay? Let's not be like that. We could do better. We didn't come here to break each other down, to break down our fellow awakeners, okay? That's not what we came for. I hear my kids in the backyard. I don't know what they're doing. I gotta go check on them. But I hope this helps. I hope the message isn't too scattered. There's just so many coming in at one time. Da Vinci's talking, Yeshua, Mother Mary, all of them, okay? Just let's be kind. Be kind. I love you guys. Bye.